Yep. What's up? What's up? Think we're good to go now. We'll just wait a few minutes for folks to show up while I clean off my Hotend because I'm an idiot. Where's the wrench? Need you. I need you, need you. Not you. You, maybe? Nope. It's right here. Hey, Gunner. What's up, Brandon? Brandon, I need to print more with it. I've been busy trying to get this back working again, and I've had some problems. I ended up killing the optocoupler on it, so I just had to replace that. And now I'm getting some oozing on it, so I'm going to clean that up now as well. I'm guessing, yeah, I can, not tight enough. Even though I did tighten this sucker down, it sure as heck is loose. Somehow, this came loose. Ooh, it's hot. Yeah, the nozzle is just a little bit loose on there. It's a fairly simple fix. Get all the gunk off of the sock. We carry on. Hey, Aaron. Brandon, I need to look. I think I'm still missing Aaron's. Yeah, I'm still missing Aaron's prints. I have most of Eduardo's, I think. 1, 2. Eduardo is missing Benchy. Friek is good to go. So I'm just missing a few prints still. I'm gonna, Eduardo right now. Yeah, Aaron, you're still missing models to send me, bro. Yeah, so you sent me a Benchy. It was the yellow one that's got a pretty gnarly in the cabin. But you still owe me Hercules and the Lattice Cube. Thanks for the reminder, Brandon. I kind of forgot there a little bit. Ouch. Ooh, that bit me good. Just a little bit. It's all right. I'm good. Just don't tell my wife. She yells at me every time I burn myself. Pretty much daily lately. Yeah, I really wanted to get the bear off my table, but it just giving me some issues. We're gonna get a another benchy print going on here. The one that finished the other day is here, but again, I had the blobbing on it. And I was like, what in the royal heck is going on there? So, apparently my nozzle's a little loose. So I just want to get a legit finished print off this and go from there. I did go ahead and put on down here, tip this up a little bit. So down here, I have the last part of the universal. Where we at? Let me get this camera on. There we go. So I got the bottom part on here on now. I did have to take off this corner bracket. So I'm gonna need to, I think I'm gonna print one of Aaron's small 2020 so I can put it right in this corner here, but the big one does not fit, sadly. Just to put a little bit more structure on here. So I'm gonna print that. I might end up doing that now because I still have the carbon fiber PETG loaded on the other printer. But yeah, so now this is where the optocoupler and the DC to DC power converter or step down is inside that there. Who we got? Millen, what's up? There's Darren. And I did have a motor come loose, a connector come loose on the board, which didn't help either. That was kind of a pain. But yeah. It's getting there. I just need to get this finished and down onto the rack so I can bring the SK the not the SKR, the A8 back up here. So I want to finish that like in the next week or two. Finish getting all my prints done with the A8 Plus, do the review on it, and then we'll start going through it. Yeah, Brandon, I did kill it. So I think it was because I shoved both the DC down converter and the optocoupler in that space together. I believe that they touched and it shorted out the optocoupler because I would be able to trigger it with my pliers, but the optocoupler wasn't lighting up. So I grabbed another one out, put that on, and it's working just fine now. So what I did is I insulated both the boards with some hot glue. So all the terminals on the bottom of the optocoupler, I put some hot glue on those, and then I totally insulated both the positive and negative sides of the DC to DC converter. I put just a dab of hot glue, and I can pry that off without a problem later if I need to, but at least it's going to be insulated so there's no extra connection. And then I carefully set them in this time instead of last time I just kind of shoved them in there and was like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. Just get that done. Yeah, no, that was not the case. So yeah. But it's okay, got it figured out, and I like the that little bottom piece. I did have to disconnect everything to put that bottom piece on because all of the wires feed through it up and in. So yeah, that was that was last night's task, was to get all of that done. It's enough now. Oh, all right. The offset's gonna be off because I tighten the nozzle some more. There. And I'm saving the cheap stuff from the A8 Plus. You never know when you're going to need it. And I did use a little bit on it here on the X just to hide the cabling. Everything's black on black, so it looks good. Wolfgang, what's up? So yeah, I need to finish cleaning up. This print will get done, be good to go, call it a day, and then we will switch the A8 up here and go from there. I did finish the the power supply for Ultra Magnus, but again, you can see it's got that lighter bit around it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and start another print. No, I'm going to print that 2020. I'm going to reprint this with the filled in lettering because as you can see here, see how it's like barely there? Like it did a really bad job because it's printing like this layer by layer. Well, part of this, like here, is laying on nothing because it's inset. So that really came out poorly. And I just think that, I mean, even the face here came out pretty poorly as well. See that? Because it's basically doing that layer in front of the white layer on nothing. So there's nothing below it to support it. And there's no way you can put support in there. It just won't work. So printing it in this orientation won't work. I did also think about making a badge, maybe, to put on there just to give it some three-dimensional. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I just fill this in and do perfect color swaps? I'm already changing I'm going to change this to make it bigger. But I could either create a badge to go on here, or I could leave, I just do the color swapping so it's just flush there. I don't know what to do though. Don't know what I should do with that. I don't know if the chamfer will work, Aaron, because it's still the white. You can see the white on the inside there. Do that. I can just do a color swap one. Let me switch up this. I need to merge, Aaron, my common folder. So it took 3 days, but finally my not personal, I guess, standard license, I don't know, my paid license for Fusion 360 finally took place. Took 3 days for the transaction to go through. That was with paid. And now that it's done, I can have a team with Aaron so that when we work on designs together, we can just do it right in there, and that works out really well. Yeah, the chamfer would help on the bottom, but it's still the fact that it's extruding. I tried cutting it into the white, it just didn't work. So I don't know, but let's pull that up here. Oh, I did do another dual color print here. I'll show you this one. So here we have the outside cover to the, come on, focus on my hand. There we go. Here's the cover for the lower portion of the SKR thing. So it's just, I got white in there. So I just made some white squares underneath of it. Because it's red and white, it's very easy, but that's the inside. But the outside, you get that pop there. And let's see, with like an LED or something behind it, it probably would look sick. Where's my little flashlight at? Here it is. There we go. That looks pretty cool. Maybe I could throw some LEDs in there right behind this. That would be pretty sick. And have the part down here, because again, this is the, where am I at here? That's right here on the bottom of the electronics. That would be kind of cool to have that glowing, like legitimately glowing. Would be interesting. But yeah, so I go into here. I already have the logo created. LEDs for the win. What I can do here is I can create another sketch and we can just get some lineage going here. Estimating all these. Nope, nope, nope. Try to make this symmetrical as I can. Here. Frost here. To there. There we go. Oh, cool, Aaron. Thank you. So I have that, and then now I can do another. I don't know if I should do more rough or not, because I can do this. So I can do an extrude. Select everything, and we'll do 2 mil. Okay, and then do another extrude. And we can select just the detail portions. Make that 5 mil. Going like that. So that could be, whoops. It would be kind of like that. And then we can do, we're going to do faces, do white. We're going to do the whole thing blue, I think. That translucent blue. Translucent glossy blue. So the whole thing there. And then we'll do faces, white. We'll just do that face there. So it could be like that on there. Hey, Jesse. Oh, yeah, mirror. I always forget about that. Face. And that one. Now, if you go to render. Okay. 1 second. Just render it right here real quick. 1, 2. Checking 1, 2. Okay, now it looks like we're doing okay. All right, you guys hear me now? Oy vey. That was, yeah, trash night. Had to take care of that. Where are we at now? Oh, the audio working now? Or do like this. It's kind of weird. All right, what do you guys think? Like that? I like that. I'm thinking like this. Can you guys not see me? Maybe, maybe not. We got a few skipped frames, it said. Not drop frames, skipped frames. Interesting. Oh, probably because I was rendering. That's why. Forgot. Can't render and stream at the same time. It kills Streamlabs. See any leakage, so I guess that's better. You know what we were before. As long as you guys are easily amused, I will happily be your form of entertainment. So yeah. So I think, what do you guys think? I'm gonna go with this badge. Well, you guys can't see that. I'm such always me. Here we go. So I'm gonna go with this badge here. I think this will look good. I am gonna make this a little bit shorter though. We're just gonna do 3.5. We'll just do like that. A little shallow there. I think that will look good, but we need to go here to this and need to edit on my sketch. No, finish that. Rid of this 0. Ah, what are you doing? There we go. None of that worked. What am I doing here? Try this again. Got rid of that. Now we can go ahead and extrude all of this. Nope. Here, we're going to do new body and OK. Then we need to move all of these bodies to the power supply cover. Now there's all the bodies there. So we're going to go with that. I think I should do the power supply in red as well. All right, I'm confused. Can you guys see this screen and the desktop or not? Screen capture isn't there. Is it now? Boom and boom. Can you guys see the desktop? See Fusion or not? That's what I need to know. Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? Yes. Okay. All right. We can see now. Cool. I'm going to keep that in blue. Yeah, we're going to go that route there. So I need to clear out. Okay. Desktop. Ultra Magnus. I'm going to go ahead and right click. I need to get a new mouse. My chat is all the way down. It's just that it's so delayed. I don't know why it's so delayed. That's just what it's just what it does. I try to set the low latency, it doesn't really work. So I'm just seeing what you're saying now, Darren. I think you guys refresh the stream. I think you guys are behind where I am, like even more so. So refresh your page. So we need to go to here, go to canvas, new project, and then we're going to go ahead and pull in lots of material stuff. I'm going to put these both at once just to make life easier. From all that, where's the thing at? Oh shoot, it's up here. I want you in the group. Dang it. Pull this in by itself. This in by itself. All right. So this, we can rotate this 180. You can just forward, move this here. Okay. And now we're just going to make one is set to, we're set 1 to blue and 2 to white. We're going to set that whole thing and we'll just do that like that. Now let's slice and see what happens. Okay. Slicing and slicing. Wait for that to finish up. This is still looking okay. It's hot, hot, hot. Great. I gotta do the thing again. Dang it. Do each of the letters individually. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just 2 here again, just in case. Slice again. Oh, while it does that, I might as well go ahead and get the little 2020 corner done real quick. Actually, do I have one? I don't know if I printed any before. Oh, that's dusty. Doesn't look like I did. I mean, I do have the metal ones that I bought, but I like the look of Aaron's better. So yeah, I also need to clean out that bin tonight. So what am I doing? Oh yeah, I gotta find that model. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. I don't know where I put that. So, desktop. In print files. Megatron. 20 foot. Gonna be the small corner. There we go. That's it right there. Put this on the PTG quality slice and dice. Send that to the printer to print. Let's go here to the canvas. Make sure this is going to print for us. All right, it is. Let me get the skirt from the last print off. Okay. So Darren, I think it's because of running a webcam off of it. I kind of wanted to try to run it without a webcam because I have several of them laying around. I just have no use for them right now, I guess. So I've been wanting to try one without a webcam because I don't have a webcam on Megatron and I don't need one on there. Like if I could just run it just to throw files at a printer, great. So kind of see how that goes. I also don't do like crazy things. Like I have the Canvas Hub. This is a Pi 3B Plus, I guess, on the i3, and there's a Pi 3 Plus on Megatron. But at least this one's running Canvas, so I kind of have to make sure that it has the power to run the Canvas Hub. But other than that, I mean, it's not really anything special. Yeah, this print will take no time. And then I'll go ahead and load in blue and white into the palette, and we'll get the new power supply going. And I'm just going to do a simple filament swap for the other one. I'm not going to run that through palette. That's too much work. Because actually I can do that now. So if I go into here, let's remove this. I got to save that as an STL. So it's one body, David STL. I call this Ultra Magnus badge. That folder there. What's a G? Push slicer, open up. Let's go to desktop, Ultra Magnus, Ultra Magic badge. So we're going to slice it. Come down here. Change filament there. Just like that. Slice again. Yeah. Color 1, 10 minutes. Color 2, 7 minutes. So 16-minute print total. 60 meters, 7 meters. Easy day. Yeah, Darren, it doesn't have the processing power in order to process the camera footage. At least that's what everybody says. Do 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 do. You're looking a lot better on that now. What else? So I did get in the PEI sheets I ordered. So these are going to be for the other custom builds that I'm doing because I'm using the magnetic base from FiSec for the Ender 3, which is 235 by 235. So I ordered some PEI sheets for those flex sheets. Just going to go ahead and run that. I don't need to get anything powder coated or anything crazy like that. It just works the other way. It seems to be going okay. I'm just check on it. That shouldn't, I think I said 30 minutes for that print, so there's really no time at all there. I'd say printing with the palette, it's been a lot of fun. It's nice to add a little bit of color, a little bit of variety to the different printers that I'm making lately. Really enjoying that. More cables. Oh, and I did get my chamfer tool. So this is for the end of smooth rods. When I cut them down, I've just been taking like I guess like a die grinder on my Dremel and just kind of roughing it over. But this is actually for getting a nice chamfer on those. So I do have that now, which is exciting. Getting little bits of tools here and there. About that. Man, just burnt that little bit on my finger there. Oh, what else are we doing? I do want to get working on the panels. So I think order of operations is going to be let this thing finish printing. As long as everything is working okay, I can move this down to the rack, get the A8 Plus back up here, finish doing test prints with that, and then set that to the side. And I think we're going to bring up the BLV and we're going to start cutting the side panels. I'm conflicted right now because if I go with blind joints on it, so rebuild the entire thing and do blind joints, I don't know if I still need the corner brackets. Probably still do. It'd probably be better with them. But either way, I need to take one of the corner brackets off, trace it on the different corners, and then use an X-Acto knife and cut all those out so that the panels fit up between the corner brackets, top, bottom, wherever else they are. So that is definitely going to be a daunting task. And that's probably not going to be a live stream thing because that's just, there's not really much content to show there. It's going to be too hard to kind of show you what I'm doing. And it's more like just going to have to do them one, two corners at a time, make sure everything fits okay, and then do the other ones. And there's going to be a nice snug fit, I hope, so I can just kind of push them in there and let them sit. If that doesn't work, then I do have some small magnets that I could use to insert some magnets in there and see if that works any better. But that's kind of where I'm at with the BLV. The LEDs work now. Oh, Jim, I did not get the 12-volt power supply, unless my wife didn't tell me. Let me actually ask if she opened all the Amazon boxes today. Ooh. Hey, did you open all the Amazon boxes? There's nothing in there for me? Yeah, I was looking for a little power supply. No, I think because that's where it was shipped from. That's where it was shipped from. Oh, huh. I didn't even look. Um, yeah, I saw the rubber bands in that, but I was hoping the little power supply came in. Okay, thank you. We'll see what happens next week. All right, so that's a big negative. Did not get the power supply in. So that'll have to be a next week thing. Thomas, what's up? I don't know the quality of this one, Keith, to be honest. I don't. It's AliExpress. I just wanted something. It feels, I mean, it's definitely steel. Whether how hardened it is, that is to be determined. But it definitely is steel. It's definitely not aluminum, because obviously that would just destroy itself. But yeah, I think it'll be all right. I need to find actually, I'm going to go through these parts here. I don't think I need any of these anymore. I am going to need, do I need these pulleys? I actually don't know if I have the right pulleys for the, um, do I need you for that? I don't know. I'll put that in there. I don't know if I have the right pulleys for ultra magnets, which has me slightly concerned now that I don't have that. I mean, I can use 16 tooth, but I'm hoping I have 20 tooth. I do. Oh, we got some of those up. There's one, and here's two. Okay. Oh, I guess I bought some because there's a bunch in here now. There's a few 16s left. So use these in there as well. So I have two 20 tooth idlers, and then I have the black. I was going to use these black ones on this build, but because it's using the Prusa firmware, I could change the E-steps and change it out, but I'm using silver ones because those are 16 tooth. But yeah, so those are also for that build. I thought I already put a filament sensor in here. Hotend, throat, extruder, magnets are in here. I don't see the actual filament sensor. So that means I'll put that one in there. We'll go from there. That'll work out. Sadly, I can't use any of these polycarbonate parts because they're all too, their tolerances are all too tight, which I'm really bummed about. Although I am curious though, were these too tight before I went to the SKR? I think they were. Whatever. Those are going to bin. And then I was just unhappy with a lot of these ones here. I don't know if I'm going to do another polycarbonate build or another carbon fiber build or not. I don't think I will. Oh, we got the spacers in here that I never ended up using because I got the metal ones in. These go in the spacers drawer. Get behind the set screw drawer. Who's in there? And I do have a bag of set screws. Yep, right here. One there. Three. There. Do. We don't need that anymore. I do need to cut a. What size is this one? These are supposed to be 50 millimeters from there to there. This is 50 millimeters. Okay. So also I'm putting it on Ultramax Ultramagnus is getting a bare hot end. So I have the Ptfe tube for that. Can go in the bin. This is an old part there. Save that in case I ever need it. I don't think I need any more cable management on this build here. Keep that just in case I need it. Yeah. Ooh wee. Okay. So now we're going to transport all this stuff from here to there. There's a lot of it. So yeah, so we've got the dual color universal SKR holder. Oops. And I've got the press fit fan for it. So here on the outside, it has this little fan shroud that just presses into the honeycomb, just like that. And I can put a 40 by 40 by 10 millimeter fan on the outside of it. I have a 40 by 40 20 on the Bear just because I had that in 24 volt. I now have a supply of 24 volt 40 millimeter fans. So that will go on here. But yeah, it's got holders and everything for it. If you haven't used this, but again, it's universal, just bolts onto 2040 or you can probably do on 2020 too. Modify the bracket a little bit. And then it have the dual color door that sits on there like that and looks fantastic. That's the door, and that bottom part is an Aaron creation. We have the X ends for it. And then just to add a little bit of pop color, I have a bearing holder somewhere in here. Where's that? Well, it's white. It's in here somewhere. But yeah. And then the custom Z motor mounts are going to be red. And then the Z tops are also going to be red. You guys already saw the... Actually, it's the thumbnail for this video. So you guys saw the new... This is the Y tensioner front plate that looks fantastic. And that gets paired with this tensioner here. I guess that's the holder. Back in here. We have the belt holder for under the carriage. So we found this one at Thingiverse. We didn't actually design this one, but it definitely works out. They have a bunch of Aaron's 2040 the corner brackets, the doubles, except this one, it has PSU on it. So this one is actually for behind the power supply in this back corner. These are a millimeter too long. So I shaved off 1.5 millimeters off the backside and then took off the extra little tab off my power supply from Megatron. And now that's just bolting in 3 places through the power supply base. So there's 2 holes on the bottom and 1 on the side. And this will sit in that 2020. This will act as a corner bracket for it. So I have those. I have the Z motor mount. I'm sorry, Y motor mount. This is Y motor mounts. And then I'm printing out 2 different bearing holders for the printer. So these ones here are for the, what are they? The RJMP 0108s. And those are for the Dryland bearings, IGES Dryland bearings. So I have these for that. And then there's another set that Aaron made or is using in case I decide to go with standard bearings. So I have to print those two. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So here's the tensioner. So you have the X bear end and then this tensioner kind of slides in there. Again, it just gives it a slight pop of color because that's going to be all the way in there, but you will see it. And again, it just the little details I think will look good. I think it adds a little bit of depth to the build as well. So that's why we're going to go with that. Then we are using the same Y holders as Megatron is using. So they are, let's see, put one together here. 2 halves that slide together. They look like this. And once you clamp them down, this will clamp all the way tight on that steel rod and look fantastic. So there's 1. 2. Might have printed 1 extra one. 3 and 4. Or one of these ones that I printed on its bottom. Yeah, this one is. That one I printed the wrong orientation. There's number 4. So I have all that, and then got the pegs and throats from E3D. It was printed solid order for that. And then we have the Bondtech gears for the bear. I'm using an Easy ABL since I have them. Tim sent me a bunch of them. And for that, Aaron modified the bear backplate to take the humongous Easy ABL sensor, which I believe is 16 millimeters. So, and then obviously there is all the bear parts. So the Hotend is going to be all white with a blue door. Again, a little bit of accent color like that. I think that'll look pretty good. And then also as you have a blue fan duct. This is in PETG for now. I've said before, I don't know if I have any blue ABS. I know I have red, so push comes to shove, I will reprint this in red ABS for that. And then a bunch of other parts here for it. I have the standard top for the bear extruder, and then I have one which is an M10 for a reverse Bowden setup, which I pretty much do on all my printers. But I haven't decided what I'm doing for this one yet. Got the tensioner arm, which just went to the trash. Or I'm sorry, the filament arm. These back caps are currently in white. I'm debating on printing them in blue or red just to have that color difference on the back of the carriage. Maybe, I don't know yet. I might just reprint them in red and blue and see what looks better and kind of go from there. More parts for that. This is the plate that goes on the 2040 extrusion. Well, it mounts to the SKR box, and then this bolts through to the 2040, and it has the grooves cut into it so that's nice and stable on there. So there's that. I have which I don't think these are going to be long enough. So I do have, this will be long, this should be long enough for the Hotend maybe. If it's not, I'm ordering more of the textile sleeving. So if it's not here when I do the build, I'll do it later, but I do have these textile sleeves. Again, now I'm looking at it, and these are not going to be long enough. So I'll put these with the other builds over there because I can use those in those builds. We have new, again, black pulleys. Just, I think it'll look better than silver. So we're going to go with black pulleys. I have two 20-tooth idler bearings for X and Y. I have a E3D Hotend. This one is Ptfe lined. I don't know if I'm going to use this one or not. I do have some E3D all metal ones, which are amazing, and I really like those, but I bought enough to be able to put one on here if I decide to do so. I have the filament sensor here. I have a, which means I don't need these magnets. I have the Ptfe tube for the Hotend, which I'm just going to slide in the baggie for that. This one I believe is I don't think this is the Triangle Labs one. I think a lot of people talk highly about it, but again, it's Ptfe line. Don't know if I want to do that or not, so we'll kind of see what happens. Spring for the extruder. These are hard to find out, so can see what happens. I don't know. I'll have to look through my maker boxes, Aaron, and see what I have. I might have a red ABS somewhere in the maker boxes of leftover filament, but that will take a while to dig through because I have like 40 of them. Yeah, I have a lot of maker boxes. That's not to include all the ones that I've already, or that I have not printed yet. But I've been printing maker box boxes for years now. And then we're going to go ahead and use this little FiSec Mini 12864 panel. It's RGB, so we'll get a little bit of light up here, and we can set our RGB of the screen, or part of it at least. I forget what color I ended up buying. So when I hook this up, we'll find out what it is. If I end up not going with this, I'll go with a traditional Prusa, not Prusa, but a standard i3 simple rep wrap screen instead. But I'm hoping this one will look good. Again, I don't know what color I ordered this in. I ordered it many moons ago, and it just came in recently. So I am going to reuse the cables from that, because that does have the two cables I need for this. It's not touchscreen or anything like that. Don't need any of that silliness on this build. What did I drop? Oh, this. What else do we have here? So this has, oh, this does not have, I'm going to reuse the problem by using this is I'm going to have to use a different heater block because I don't know if I have any more of the cartridge thermistors. E3D parts. I do have a cartridge thermistor. And I have a cable for it as well. Okay, so here's a cartridge thermistor for that. And then I do have, this is a 24-volt heater. I'm going to reuse the heater off the printer, so I don't need to, oh, what the heck, because I could just spool that one up because it's already taped together. And this is getting, I don't know, should I do a 0.4 milli nozzle or 0.6? I think I might stick with a 0.4 on this one, just because all my other large printers have larger nozzles, and Ultra Magnus is going to replace the CR10S up there. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that printer here soon. But I want Ultra Magnus to get done first. And it's also going to be, well, see, and that'll make all of my large format printers direct drive. The X1, the BLV, Ultra Magnus will all be direct drive printers, so I'll have no more Bowden on large format printers. Fantastic news. I might need some of these washers. We'll leave that in there. I'm going to reuse the bearings that came on it, or again, we're going to use the IGES bearings, which I have here. So again, these are the RJMP 01-08s. So we need a bunch for this. So we need 3 for the X carriage. We need 4 for the Y carriage, and then we need 2 for Z carriage, because why not? I have them, might as well use them. Had them for a long time. I used to have them on the, I originally got them for the Hypercube, but I ended up going with 10 millimeters on the X and Y, and I'm using bushings on X. So that ended up, I ended up not using those anymore, because I went with 8 millimeters, didn't like it, switched out to 10 millimeters and going with that. Still have 3 more of these IKO bearings. These corner brackets need to get put away. We're definitely going to need zip ties, so we'll put the zip ties in here as well. I should be able to reuse the belts without problem. But if I need belts, I have belts and pulleys. I just need to find a home for those to get those out of the way. And I really wanted to clean out this bin because I have so many. You guys watch me build things. You know that I keep every scrap of cable around. Well, I now have 2 of these filled with ends and snippets and whatnot of pieces of cabling that I don't want to get rid of, because they come very, very handy if I need to extend a motor cable, or I want to make a custom size motor cable, or hot end cable, fan cable, anything really. So now I just need a bigger bin for all of the cables that I save. We can put this thermistor away. I'm trying to think if, yeah, I know not to bother with IGES on Z. I have them. I don't know. I know it doesn't help anything. Maybe I'll just keep the standard bearings on it. Put this thermistor away. And then I have the, I'm keeping the cable harness from the original BLV bed. I don't like it. I might end up resoldering it back the way I had it before and use it on something else, but I just don't like that bed. But I did keep the cable harness because it's some good thick gauge cable, silicone cable that can always use someplace else. I think that's really it. Oh, I do need to do a, let's see. I do need to do, we need the bed. No. Brandon, did you print out the bed level, the bed cable strain relief? Because I do need to print that out. Gunner, this is red, white, and blue themed because that is Ultra Magnus's colors. It's the only reason why I went with red, white, and blue for this. And then I need to do the solid bed mounts. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that. I do have some spacers that could work out for now. Those spacers go. 9 set screws. I think I have some fatter ones here that would work out well. So 1, 2. You're different. You're not the same either. There's 2. 3. Number 4. You guys all the same size. Yeah. So I can use these for now until I get something more substantial. This should work out just fine though. So we can check that off then, since I just found those. And then for the bed, all right, we gotta let that part cool down a bit. It's hot. For the bed, I have down here everything I need for that. Come on. So, have the this is the aerodynamic 3D. This is a 300 by 300 double-sided PEI flex sheet. So this will go on it, and I'm just gonna have to cut down. I don't have a 300 by 300 magnet. I just have this bigger one. What's it call it? This is from the BLV. When I ordered the custom plate, the 340 by 340, he sent me 2 of these magnetic pads. So I will change that out, and that is a positive attachment, if I do say so. But yeah, it's definitely too big, obviously. So we'll put that on there and cut it down, and that will solve that. I also have, I think I'm going to double side the other custom builds with the PEI on one side, and then I do have a bunch of Gecko Tech that I got in, and I might put Gecko Tech on the other side. I do have, I think also, oh, my printed solid box is downstairs. The printed solid box has blanks. I think I bought 2 or 3 blanks, so I could throw some Gecko Tech on them for the printers that have, which I now have 3 that have the MK52 bed. So those are to put on those printers. I have a lid for this box? Apparently not. I need to get a lid from upstairs. The only other thing that I might do is I have this bed from Jim sent me his Ptfe custom bed. It's 300 by 300. He also sent me his original build plate from the Ptfe. So the only thing is that I don't know, I have no way to get this mounted onto the this carriage, which is sad because this is drilled for the Ptfe. I could make it work with the BLV, but I went with a bigger bed for the BLV. That's the only thing that kind of bums me out, is that the mounting holes in this will definitely not match up at all. That would have been cool to use though. But it still could possibly go on the Ptfe. I just need a piece of 3M, the sticky, to be 300 by 300, so I can put that silicone pad inside this. Because the pad I have for that is not sticky backed at all. I don't need to put this in that bin yet because I know that that is going for Ultra Magnus. And yeah, there's all my parts for this build. I think that's everything. Again, the strain relief, I need to print that out because I'm going to reuse the stock bed. The whole thing behind Ultra Magnus is upgrading a very cheap printer to work better. I will have to say, this upgrade better freaking work, because right now the A8 Plus honestly prints really, really well. I don't know if it's because I tuned it well or what, but I'm thoroughly impressed with that cheap printer. Thoroughly impressed. I'm just kind of in shock. I kind of expected it to be junk. And Brandon has one, but he modified his straight out the gate instead of printing with it or assembling it stock and printing with it, seeing how it goes. But I'm very surprised at how well that printer is doing. Ugh. And I have an extra lid here for some reason. Don't know why. But yeah, so this is almost done. Where's that corner bracket at? We're going to go ahead and start the multicolored print on the palette here. There's a little corner bracket. Looking fine and dandy. There. Need to preheat PETG. What are you guys talking about? No, Gunner's from Iceland. The length of the Ptfe tube for the V6 Hotend. Skyrim, it depends on. For the Bear, it requires 50 millimeters. I think it's shorter for the Prusa. I don't know, but it's 50 millimeters for the Bear. I think the Bear's longer than the Prusa, though. I don't know though. But if you're doing the Bear Hotend, 50 millimeters, and if you actually download the Bear X parts, you're gonna get this cutting guide. So you put your Ptfe in, and then you put your knife in there one way. You twist your Ptfe or twist this whole thing around to get one set of the chamfer. You put your knife in number 2, twist it around again, twist the Ptfe, get the chamfer that way, and then you cut here, and you pull it out, and you have a perfectly 50 millimeter piece with a proper chamfer on it to fit into the throat of the V6. But that's one thing that people screw up on, is they don't do that properly. Is this gonna scratch? No, it just fits. I have shorter ones. Use those. Those are pretty long. That's plenty long though. One more in here. Nope. Yeah. So again, this corner bracket is just going to go in the back corner of the electronics doohickey, and yeah, Skyrim. The Bear is 50 millimeters, and again, I highly recommend that you go ahead and when you download the parts, print out that cutting guide and use that to cut, because again, you have to get that perfect chamfer on it. cover. Install this corner bracket here real quick. Fit there, does it? It'll fit under it though. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I might need to take that whole enclosure off again, or just loosen it all up and then slide this in there and then do it. I should be able to get it this way. I am determined. I don't think this is going to work, Shane. Maybe. Nope, not at all. So, at least not this way. Oh, come on. Oh, I think it's just too big. Son of a gun. Might need to use one of those metal corner brackets instead. Oh, wait, there we go. Money. Okay. This in there. Nope, not like that. Let's see here. This. Oh, there we go. Sweet stuff. All right. Now we can put the cover back on, and the frame is more sturdy. And you can't tell. Well, yes, you can. You can't see it here. Money. That looks fan-freaking-tastic. All right. Now we know, Aaron, that your corner bracket does fit underneath that universal SKR angled piece there. Man, I need a drink. Oh. Where are we at? Sorry, I'm catching up. Is buying an MK3S bear kit from AliExpress a bad idea? Yeah, Brandon bought one. He had a ton of problems, but Niam bought one. I don't think he's here tonight. He bought one, and his worked out pretty well, from what I could tell. But I know Brandon sunk a lot of money into it to get it going. I would say just go ahead and buy a bear frame, and then source everything else yourself, and go with an SKR bear. Don't go with a the what they call it, the NZ board. Would not do that at all. Because the 2130s are just older as well. You'll get better performance out of the 2209s. And the SKR is way more open source than the NZ. And there's a lot more people that are going that route instead these days. Whites in 2, blues in 1. Let's go ahead and get this multicolored print going. So you guys see it here in case you're interested in how it goes. So go back here to canvas. Oh, the G is not. Slice that. I think, Brandon, that's because the NZ board is so freaking specific. It needs to have, like, it doesn't really need to, but the motors I was using would not work with it whatsoever. So that's why I ended up switching to the SKR, because I just got so sick and tired of trying to get a firmware to work on it. The firmware is hard to compile. They use weird, if you're using Prusa's firmware, they just use weird things. Your better option is, again, just go with the SKR, use Chris Warkocki's firmware, and go from there. He has a full wiring guide, everything for it. But if I do build another one of these, I'm going to do it the same way, use an SKR. I'm going to just buy a frame instead. I really like, one of the guys in Discord is doing it's a bright green frame, and that green frame looks so fantastic. And I think the green frame with black PETG or carbon fiber PETG again would look fantastic. I think Chris has one like that. I've seen it in the background of his videos when he live streams. It looks so cool. I think that would be a good one to build, but I would do a taller one next time. I would go with 400 millimeter lead screws with his firmware though, and just change the Z height just to have a little bit higher. Because Megatron is higher. It's not as tall as I want it to be, but I get 200 and what do I get? I get 260 millimeters on the Z, where the Bear and the Prushas are only 210 on the Z. There, the G is there now. So we can kind of print all this stuff here at once. Hopefully it doesn't fail. And I did that in PLA. That's my problem I did last time. I always forget. Got to switch it to PETG. Save. Slice again. Natto had no, that's who did it. Natto did it. He didn't have any issues. Yeah. So does the new MKS have the same features as the Prusa, the Mark III's? I don't know what you mean, Rob. I mean, the SKR it has replaceable drivers where the NZ board does not. That with drivers is half the price of an NZ board, so you save money there. The firmware is much easier to compile. You probably could compile regular Marlin 2 for the NZ board, maybe, but if you're trying to use Prusa features, you know, the only thing you really lose if you go with an SKR and Chris's firmware versus the NZ with Prusa firmware is the auto load from filament. Once it has that filament detection, it detects you put in new filament and then it loads in new filament. That's the only thing that you don't get with the SKR build over the NZ build, because Chris has custom commands built into his firmware that you can do the Prusa leveling and things like that with his custom commands. I did it actually to level the bed on this one, well, to get my first layer dialed in the first time I did it. I found it to be a much easier thing to configure. Again, I can do my own firmware with that. So Ultra Magnus, like you. Think that looks okay. So we're going to full send to the Canvas hub. We go here to the Canvas hub. See, it's receiving right there. It has received. It's going to prompt me to start it up. Right here. We hit print. Yep, we're going to print with the palette 2. Palette 2 is now going to load filament. Make sure that it's pushed in all the way. Yep, loading 1. Loading 2, fantastic. So I got my 2 colors loading in there. The Mark 3S is already preheated. It's already preheated. Thank you. And it's going to extrude a bunch of filament so we can get it loaded in there. And then we're just going to have to jog it here to get it to 0. Next, next. It says we need to load 18, so let's go from there. So, 18 millimeters, extrude. Get the slack out of there. Now we're down to 7. So here, extrude 7 millimeters. And it's right there. So now we can go over to the palette. We hit finish. And just need to take off that little bit of start print. So this goes down okay. The bat. Yeah, the Ziltech PDG prints really good at 230. PDG is 220. The Atomic is 245. That stuff's a little bit hot, but man, does it print nice. Hope this extrudes enough to get rid of the black. I think it's going to. It's also the bottom power supply. I'm not really too worried about that. But if it's top of the cap, I'll be a little mean. Looking pretty clean now. So issue going from printing black to any other color. It's doing the bottom. Okay. So the bottom of the power supply cover is a little bit black down there. That's fine. I don't really care. It's the only reason looking for a new printer is better auto leveling, recover from power loss, removal build plate. Okay, Rob. So I'm sorry. That's the second thing you won't get from an SKR build is power recovery is not a thing with the SKRs. They do have some type of UPS add-on daughter board that goes onto the SKR. I don't know if that works though. So if you want power loss recovery, you don't get it natively. Apparently there's some script you can put into your code somewhere that copies where you were to the SD card when it detects a power loss. I don't know if that works or what it does. I don't really know. So I've only heard rumors about it. But if you want power loss, you're going to need a real Mark 3S. or a different printer with that, which a lot of printers have it these days, but I think they're just using that script, but it's internal to it. You don't actually have to set it, because like the Anycubic i3 Mega has it. All the Anycubic printers have it actually. None of the Enders have it. The Pro might. I don't remember though. But yeah, that is a very much a comfort feature. So Darren, that is 100% correct. And that is why with a textured sheet, at least, as long as you catch it within time, you're fine. The texture sheet will still hold heat a little bit better. On the Anycubic, power loss, yeah, it's great. But if you're not there within, I'd say 10 minutes, your part's going to pop up because of the glass ultra base, excuse me. The glass ultra base will lose, excuse me. Your part will lose its grip on the ultra base. But the metal plates cool much slower, so it's you have a better chance of recovering that. We're almost done with this bench sheet, and it is looking pretty primo. So I think I'm going to be happy with it. Do need to take some of these tools down to my donate box, get them out of the way. How's this first layer going down? Very nicely, very nicely. So that's a 16-hour print, I think it said. What are we at here? So it says 4 minutes in. Doesn't have any left yet. It's too early in the print. But here, it's saying it's 16 hours and 28 minutes. Going to use 60.85 meters of filament. Yeah, again, I've only heard about it, Darren. I've not tried it personally yet. So if you go on the Discord, I'm sure somebody out there, maybe Keith knows, or Kennedy or somebody like that, the people who really are good in firmware can actually help you out with that. It's just not my forte. My A8 Plus user manual. Oh, I need to print this inside. Holy cow, I'm getting tired. Well, guys, you know what? I think it might be good for tonight. We've got, again, with the Bear back up and running, got the extra little compartment down here to hide away the DC to DC power converter and the optocoupler hid away. We've got all the parts sorted for Ultra Magnus, ready to go. Again, I need to find the... Brandon, I don't know if you said it, but if you could tell me in Discord what cable strain relief you're using for the bed. I need to try and figure that out. Unless you already sent it, it might be open in one of my tabs. But I still need to print out the cable strain relief because we are going to use the stock bed on the ANET A8 Plus. And I think it's going to be a fun build. I think it really will be. I don't know. I'm debating on streaming it, but I might actually do a actual build video so that if anybody wants to build Ultra Magnus, they can. And I'm still working out with Aaron on how we're going to release the files. So, which I think we might, since he designed most of them, I think it might be a paid model, since he's the main one behind it, which I'm perfectly okay with. Even the ones that I've touched, totally okay with him selling them. I mean, I'm doing the YouTube thing, and at least I can do is help him get some kickbacks for designing so that he can continue to do that, pay for Fusion, and continue designing custom printers with me, which will be fantastic. Yeah, I also need a bin for printed parts for the A8. I still need to try some PTG with it as